The sun hung low over the horizon as the ferry approached the idyllic island of Elysium, its golden rays casting a warm glow over the crystal-clear waters. Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel leaned against the railing, their faces filled with excitement as they watched the island grow larger on the horizon. They were headed for the vacation of a lifetime, sponsored by a mysterious benefactor who had promised them a week of luxury and adventure on the secluded island. Daniel's uncle Richard stood beside them, a jovial smile on his face as he regaled them with tales of the island's beauty and history. Richard had arranged the trip and insisted on accompanying them, eager to show his nephew and his friends a good time. As they disembarked from the ferry, they were greeted by Jack, the hotel receptionist, whose friendly demeanor belied a sinister undercurrent. Jack's smile never reached his eyes as he led them to their accommodations, a sprawling resort nestled among the palm trees. The first few days on the island of Elysium were a dream come true for Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel. The sun-kissed beaches and verdant jungles provided the perfect backdrop for their adventure. They spent their days basking in the warmth of the sun, swimming in crystal-clear waters, and hiking through lush trails. However, amidst the idyllic scenery, subtle signs of trouble began to emerge. It started with small incidents: a misplaced cell phone, a lost key card, things that could easily be attributed to absent-mindedness or the excitement of being on vacation. Initially, the friends brushed off these occurrences, attributing them to mere oversight or the unfamiliarity of their surroundings. Yet as the days passed, the incidents grew more frequent and peculiar. Items would go missing only to reappear in strange places, and unsettling noises could be heard echoing through the dense foliage at night. Despite their attempts to rationalize these occurrences, a sense of unease settled over the group, casting a shadow over their once carefree vacation. Unknown to them, these seemingly innocuous events were the first signs of the danger lurking beneath the surface of their island paradise. As tensions rose and suspicions mounted, the friends found themselves facing a threat far more sinister than they could have ever imagined. As the days wore on, subtle fissures began to form within the group dynamics, gradually eroding the camaraderie they once shared. The idyllic facade of their vacation paradise began to crack under the weight of mounting tension and unresolved conflicts. Ava and Natalie, once the closest of friends, found themselves embroiled in a petty disagreement that quickly escalated into a heated argument. What started as a trivial misunderstanding soon spiraled into a full-blown confrontation, fueled by frayed nerves and simmering resentment. Their bickering cast a pall over the group, sowing seeds of discord that would only deepen as time went on. Meanwhile, Sean's growing suspicion of Jack's behavior added another layer of unease to the already fraught atmosphere. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was something off about the seemingly affable hotel receptionist. Jack's constant presence and unwavering smile began to grate on Sean's nerves, prompting him to question the man's motives and intentions. Daniel, caught in the crossfire of his friends' conflicts, found himself torn between loyalty to his companions and the growing sense of unease that permeated the island. Despite his best efforts to maintain peace and harmony within the group, his attempts proved futile in the face of mounting paranoia and mistrust. Then, one fateful night, Richard went missing. At first, the group assumed he had simply wandered off in search of adventure, but as the hours stretched into days, their concern turned to panic. Jack assured them that Richard had likely gotten lost in the dense jungle and promised to organize a search party to find him. But as the search dragged on with no sign of Richard, doubts began to creep in. Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. And when they stumbled upon a hidden chamber deep in the heart of the jungle, a chamber filled with grisly artifacts and evidence of foul play, their worst fears were realized. Beneath Jack's facade of hospitality lurked a sinister truth. He was not the genial hotel receptionist he appeared to be, but rather a ruthless predator, stalking his prey under the guise of hospitality. His smile concealed a heart as cold as ice, and his seemingly innocuous demeanor belied a dark and insidious intent. Unbeknownst to Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel, they had stumbled unwittingly into Jack's twisted game, unwitting pawns in his deadly machinations. Richard's grisly fate served as a chilling reminder of the danger they now found themselves in, a stark realization that they were not guests on this island paradise, but unwitting victims ensnared in a web of deceit and violence. With Richard's demise, the veneer of safety that had cloaked their vacation shattered, leaving the group vulnerable and exposed to Jack's predatory whims. His insatiable thirst for blood had been awakened, and now Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel realized with dawning horror that they were next on his list. As the gravity of their situation sank in, panic surged through their veins, mingling with the bitter taste of fear. They were trapped on an island with a killer among them, their every move shadowed by the specter of death. With nowhere to run and no one to turn to, they were forced to confront the chilling reality that their lives hung in the balance, at the mercy of a remorseless predator whose thirst for blood knew no bounds. With nowhere left to run and no one to turn to for help, the friends banded together, determined to outwit their would-be killer and escape the island alive. But Jack was always one step ahead, lurking in the shadows, ready to strike when they least expected it. As the tension among the group reached its breaking point, paranoia and fear gripped Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel with an iron fist. They knew that Jack was not just a hotel receptionist, but a cold-blooded killer, and their survival depended on outwitting him at his own deadly game. Fearing for their lives, the group banded together, their hearts pounding in unison as they navigated the treacherous terrain of the island, their every move shadowed by the specter of death. With each passing moment, Jack's presence loomed larger, a menacing shadow lurking in the corners of their consciousness. Desperate to escape Jack's clutches, Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel found themselves engaged in a deadly game of cat and mouse, their senses honed to a razor-sharp edge as they eluded their relentless pursuer. Every sound, every shadow, sent shivers down their spines as they raced against time to uncover Jack's next move. But Jack was cunning and resourceful, his predatory instincts finely honed from years of preying on unsuspecting victims. He lurked in the shadows, a silent specter haunting their every step, his malevolent presence casting a pall over their once idyllic vacation. With each twist and turn, the stakes grew higher until finally, in a heart-stopping climax, Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel managed to turn the tables on Jack. Through a combination of quick thinking, courage, and sheer determination, they outmaneuvered their adversary, delivering him to justice and bringing an end to his reign of terror. In the aftermath of their harrowing ordeal, Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel emerged battered but victorious, their bond forged in the crucible of adversity. Though scars both physical and emotional would linger, they found solace in the knowledge that they had faced their darkest fears and emerged triumphant. As they boarded the ferry back to the mainland, their bodies weary and their minds haunted by the horrors they had witnessed, Sean, Natalie, Ava, and Daniel knew they had survived the ordeal of a lifetime. But as they watched the island disappear into the distance, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had left a piece of themselves behind, an island paradise turned nightmare, where death lurked behind every smile and danger lay hidden in the shadows.